If you are used to the New York co-op board process, the Connecticut closing timeline will feel fast. If you are used to other states with title companies and 30-day closings, it will feel unfamiliar. Either way, most buyers and sellers moving through Greenwich do not have a clear picture of how long each stage actually takes. And that leads to missed deadlines, unnecessary stress, and deals that feel like they are dragging when they are actually right on schedule. Today, I am walking you through the real timeline for buying or selling a home in Greenwich, Connecticut, stage by stage with realistic timeframes for each. I am Charles Nedder, a realtor here in Greenwich, Connecticut. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how long each phase of the process takes, what can speed it up, what slows it down, and why most deals in Greenwich close in 45 to 60 days from accepted offer to keys in hand. Let us walk through it stage by stage. It starts with the memo of terms. Once your offer is accepted, the agents on both sides put together a memo of terms, a written summary of the agreed upon price, closing date, contingencies, and any other conditions. This typically happens within 1 day of the accepted offer. The memo goes to the seller's attorney and the buyer's attorney, and that is when the legal process begins. Next comes the inspection period. In most Greenwich transactions, the buyer completes a home inspection within the next 5 days. This is your window to bring in a licensed inspector, walk the property, and identify any issues: structural, mechanical, environmental. If radon testing is part of the inspection, that adds a couple of days for results. The inspection itself takes a few hours, but the full window, including negotiation of any findings, typically runs about a week. Now here is where Connecticut's process is different from most other states. After the inspection, both attorneys negotiate the contract. This is not a standard form you sign the same day. It is a custom contract drafted by the seller's attorney, reviewed and negotiated by the buyer's attorney. This stage typically takes 4 to 7 days, sometimes longer if there are complex terms or if the attorneys need additional time. During this period, the attorneys are working through inspection resolution, contingency language, deposit terms, and closing conditions. Once both sides agree, the buyer signs the contract and delivers the deposit. The contract then goes with the deposit to the seller's attorney. The deposit is entered into an escrow account. The seller signs the contract, and at that point, you are officially under contract. The mortgage contingency period is the window the buyer has to secure final mortgage approval. In most Greenwich transactions, this runs 21 to 30 days. During this time, the bank orders an appraisal, the underwriter reviews the full loan file, and conditions are cleared one by one. If you are well prepared, pre-approved with a responsive lender, this period moves smoothly. If there are appraisal issues, employment verification delays, or documentation gaps, this is where the timeline can stretch. While the mortgage process is underway, the title search and closing preparation are happening in parallel. The buyer's attorney orders a title search to confirm clear ownership, identify any liens or encumbrances, and the seller prepares the deed. The buyer's attorney coordinates with the lender to prepare closing documents. This stage typically takes 1 to 2 weeks and runs concurrently with the mortgage contingency, so it does not add time to the overall timeline as long as there are no title issues. Then you reach closing day. The buyer meets with their attorney to sign the mortgage paperwork. Once complete, the buyer's attorney receives the funds from the buyer's mortgage company and transfers the funds to the seller's attorney. Separately, the seller signs the deed. Once the seller's attorney has received the funds, they deliver the deed to the buyer's attorney. In Greenwich, Connecticut, closing is handled by the attorneys. There is no escrow company or title company running the table. Once everything is signed and funds are transferred, the keys are yours. So, what does the full timeline look like? From accepted offer to closing, most Greenwich transactions take 45 to 60 days. A cash buyer with no mortgage contingency can close faster, sometimes in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. A buyer who needs more time for financing or a seller who needs a delayed closing for their own move can push the timeline to 75 or even 90 days by mutual agreement. Quick question for you, what slows things down? The most common delays I see are bank appraisal issues, attorney availability during busy periods, title problems that require resolution, and HOA documentation for condo purchases that takes longer than expected to compile. On the flip side, what speeds things up is a buyer who is fully pre-approved with a responsive lender, a seller who has their disclosure and documents ready from day one, and attorneys on both sides who communicate efficiently. And here is the timing question I get every spring. What about the school year? In Greenwich, families moving for the school system typically target a summer closing so their children can start in September. That means the busiest listing and buying season runs from March through June, with closings concentrated in June, July, and August. If you are working toward a school year deadline, you need to be under contract by late April or early May to have a comfortable runway. So to bring it all together, the Greenwich closing timeline runs 45 to 60 days for most transactions. It moves through 5 distinct stages: memo of terms, inspection, attorney contract negotiation, mortgage contingency, and closing preparation. Each stage has its own time frame, and understanding them upfront eliminates most of the anxiety buyers and sellers feel during the process. The key is having a team that keeps every stage moving on schedule. If you are working against a deadline, give me a call at 203-524-4303. I will tell you exactly what is realistic for your timeline and how to structure the deal to hit your date. I am Charles Nedder from Greenwich, Connecticut. I will see you in the next one.